I can't be bothered trying today, so we're playing the best Royal Giant decks in Clash Royale.
Here we are in the first game with the third best deck. We can start off with the Goblin Barrel on the right hand tower. If he doesn't have his log, we will get some damage. He goes for a Goblin Gang, so we can just go for a Dark Goblin in the back, other lane, and we're going to go for an aggressive Mega Knight on the Goblin Gang. We can go for some bats after the Skeleton Balloon pops. He has the Knight for our Mega Knight, so we're not going to get much damage, but we can go for a Firecracker here to splash on tower. We might get a jump if we're lucky, but the Dark Goblin is going to be able to kill it first. We can go for a Skami on the Dark Goblin, and he needs to respond to this. He'll probably go Gang or Musketeer. Okay, we're going to get like 1 hit or 2 hits here, but not too much. We started off pretty aggressive, which is probably a bit too aggressive for the start of our game, but he does use his arrows, so we can go for a Goblin Barrel on tower here. He goes for a Knight, we can just go bats on top of this. He might pair it with a Skeleton Barrel, then we'll just go for our Prince. We'll go for bats. Okay, he goes for a Firecracker, so we'll go for a low Firecracker. Okay, if that bat hadn't survived, we probably would have got King Tower activation, but not quite. We will get some damage on this tower and make it harder for him to get King Tower. Okay, we can just go for a Mega Knight when this pops. Okay, nice. We can go for a Dark Goblin at the bridge. If he goes for a Musketeer or his own Dark Goblin. Sorry, Dark Goblin. Okay, he is also playing Royal Giant. We haven't quite got an opportunity to play ours yet. The Dark Goblin's going to get a fair few hits on tower, and the Mega Knight jumps other lane. So we're in a good position now. We can go for a Prince to defend this. Yep, we'll just get the charge going, and we'll go for an Evo Firecracker as well. Okay, he's going to go for arrows on that, most likely. Yeah, so we can go for some Goblin Barrel, other lane. We had to delay our bats so they didn't get killed by the Skeleton Barrel, that's the word. Okay, we can go for a high Dark Goblin here, and we'll go for a Firecracker as well. Unfortunately, the Knight got knocked back a bit by the Mega Knight's jump, so we're not going to get any damage on tower from our Firecracker, but it does manage to kill the other thing. We can go for a Prince to tank here and hopefully not lose our tower. Okay, and now we go for a Skami up high, and that should be the game. So the Royal Giant is pretty easy to play. This deck is a little bit interesting considering it has the Goblin Barrel as well as a dual win condition. So here we are with the second best Royal Giant deck. It's got Monk and Hunter, which is a little bit unusual, a little bit off meta, but we'll see how we go with this. We'll go for an Electro Spirit straight away. We can go for a log on these hogs, and we'll go for a Monk as well. Shouldn't take too much damage. It would be a bit too aggressive for us to go in with our Royal Giant right away, especially if he had Inferno Tower. Okay, he's got a mini P.E.K.K.A, so we can just see how much the Monk does. The Monk actually took care of that better than I thought it would. We're up in Elixir, so we can just go for a Royal Giant in the back. Would have been good to get it down before the Monk died, so that we'd have a 3-card cycle and get to another one quite quickly, because getting to 2 really only works in double Elixir. But we will have our Lightning ready, so that's something that is important. We can hopefully kill this Firecracker with the next shot of the Hunter. Not quite. Okay, we'll go for a log here. Okay, hopefully the Hunter gets one more shot on this mini P.E.K.K.A. Okay, good. So we don't have to worry about that now. We can go for a Monk down low to get the King Tower activation, but it was a little too low. Okay, we go for Electro Spirit as well with these skeletons. The Monk will do a fair bit of damage if he doesn't respond, so we'll start pushing the other lane, because he played a late bats, which means he's probably at no elixir here. A Goblin Gang might come down, but it is going to get countered by the Royal Giant evolution. We did have our log if it wasn't evolution, but as it is, we don't need it. He's probably going to go for hogs with this if he had the elixir. We'll go for a log on that. We have our Hunter and Evo Larrys for the hogs. We can go for Electro Spirit here, and we'll go for some Larrys once the Ice Golem dies. Okay, Hunter should be able to clean that up relatively easily. Okay, we take a little more damage than we want, but we can go for a Royal Giant here. And we'll go for a Hunter, because a Fisherman, because he'll go for a Mini P.E.K.K.A. and we want to pull that off of our Royal Giant. So us having the Fisherman there meant that he couldn't go in for his Mini P.E.K.K.A. We'll protect the Hunter from a Mini P.E.K.K.A. with these skeletons, and it looks like our opponent's given up. Oh, he hasn't given up, just low elixir or something. Okay, we can just go for another Royal Giant other lane. We'll just make sure that we don't lose this lane. The pigs can take that lane, but we just want to make sure we win the game. Okay, yep, doesn't matter about these, we can just log them. Go for an Electro Spirit. Okay, he does want to try and steal the game from us here, so we'll just go for a nice Monk here to tank. Okay, and we can go for some skeletons. Yeah, we're not in trouble here, we're fine. Okay, so that was the second game. We'll hop into the third game now. This is the number 1 Royal Giant deck. It's pretty similar to the third deck that we played, but it does have the Skeleton Barrel as a secondary win condition instead of the Goblin Barrel. So that will make things a little more interesting, as we'll get to rely on our Royal Giant a bit more. This P.E.K.K.A. will be reasonably easy to manage. We can go for an early Firecracker and get some damage on tower. If that baby dragon doesn't come over, we should be in a pretty good spot. He goes for his own Firecracker. Okay, we're going to ignore the baby dragon, go for arrows and bats. And if he goes for his zap, we'll go for a Skami. Okay, so we're just waiting to force out that. He has used a small spell, so we're going to see if he has anything else. If he doesn't, this Dagger Duchess will get overwhelmed a bit. We can go for some Spear Goblins here. That is going to take care of the Electro Wizard, and we can kite this Valkyrie with our Firecracker. So we shouldn't take any damage from this. It might even allow our Firecracker to stay alive, but the Dagger Duchess should kill it, making it pretty difficult for our opponent to get King Tower off of that. Okay, he has Hog Rider. We'll go for arrows on this Firecracker. At least that's what the goal was. Okay, we can ignore that and just go for a Skeleton Barrel other lane. Okay, so he doesn't seem to have many good counters for our Royal Giant, so we might just tank this baby dragon on the Royal Giant and go in. He will have an Electro Wizard and a regular Wizard. Okay, that was an accident, didn't mean to place those Spear Goblins down low. But they should get a little bit of damage on the Wizard. We can just go for bats right now. Okay, we don't... Oh, I thought we got that down in time. Never mind, that's fine. Yeah. So he's going to go for his Hog Rider here. So we'll just go for a Mega Knight on both. And we can go for an Evo Cracker as well. He does have the Zap, so it's not going to be too good. He does BM a little bit there, so we'll see how he goes here. We can probably go for a Royal Giant other lane, because now he has to respond to both sides. He does have the P.E.K.K.A., but the P.E.K.K.A. isn't going to do much to our Royal Giant in the other lane. We can go for some bats on that. He uses his zap, so now our skeletons will get a fair bit of damage. He has a Valkyrie. He's going to get it down, and we are unfortunately not going to take the tower there. Had to go oh, we did get the tower, sorry. Had to go for some Spear Goblins to ensure that we didn't take damage from the P.E.K.K.A. This evolution Mega Knight could not have come at a better time, stopping the Hog Rider quite easily. And now he just has to cry, because he lost when he thought he was going to win. So there we are. That is the best Royal Giant deck in the game right now. Let me know if you try them out and see if you can get some wins with them. Until next time, I'll see you later.